Hi guys, I'm Joe Porter and this is an intro into acceleration. This video will be available on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. I'll put it on my website as well, itspeed.com, or you can email me directly, itspeed@gmail.com. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Who am I? I was an all-state selection in football and track. My brother right there, you see him? All right, I went to Rutgers University where I also competed in, you guessed it, football and track. I played 4 years in the NFL, primarily with the Packers and the Raiders. Currently, I'm a teacher, track and football coach, and I'm also the founder of IT Speed with my brothers. He's a two-time Olympian in the 110 high hurdles. All right, so I feel a little qualified, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, what is acceleration? Essentially, it's the increase in velocity, and it is the biggest factor in all team sports. Being able to create just a small amount of separation between you and your opponent can be a huge, huge, huge difference. I'll show you guys a quick video of the NFL Combine. All right, here it is right here. Check it out. All right, the two people featured, one's name is John Ross, other one's name is Henry Ruggs. The winner, John Ross, runs a 40 in 4.22. The loser, if you will, Henry Ruggs, runs his 40 in 4.27. So not a big difference if we're looking at the numbers. But you can see
Spice, John Ross, and
it is a huge difference.
Sure enough, Ross at 4.22 backs up.
Difference. All right, you see the difference right there is massive when it comes to football. I mean, how many times have you seen an athlete or you yourself have almost made a play? You were right there. You were right there, except, for whatever reason you didn't make it. Acceleration is the key component, most likely, in that almost. Why acceleration? In track and field, we have different speed zones: start, acceleration, max velocity, speed endurance, and special endurance. But most team sports are played within 0 to 30 meters, and that is, like, for me anyway, the most important component of an athlete that I might have that's a football player or a soccer player, basketball player. Anywhere within that team sport spectrum, acceleration is the biggest component. Not to say these other portions can't come into play, right? Like, I played cornerback in the NFL. Very rarely did we go, 65 meters down the field. Even more rarely did we go 80 to 100, yards and meters down the field. This doesn't happen that often. So acceleration kind of, for me anyway, is the biggest portion of speed development. All right, I compete currently in track and field, and I do kind of focus on acceleration, if you didn't guess already. All right, who am I? This guy right here. All right, you see right there, I mean, it's only, I've only left the blocks maybe 10 yards or 10 meters ago. All right, and you see the race is, let me go back to that. The race is pretty much over at this point. All right, acceleration is huge. I still compete now, like I said, in 60 meters at the ripe age of 34. So I still apply all of these principles. How to improve it? Number one, you have got to sprint. I don't care what nobody tell you. All right, there is no substitute for actual full speed training. All right, you can supplement it with different things, as we'll get into in a moment, but you have to go full speed. Keep in mind the distance and the reps, but I'll say it again, you have to go full speed. What can supplement it? Plyometrics, that deep knee bend, which we'll get into very, very soon. I like to put plyometrics after a specific sprint or at the end of my workouts. Have to have that deep knee bend though. That's what I'm looking for. Loading the hips up, deep knee bend, full or triple extension, as some people like to say. Power training. This could be a whole course in and of itself. Keeping that rep count between 4 and 6 reps. You see these percentages here. They're very, very important as well. So, if I'm dividing the training within, 3 portions of the year, Cal Dietz wrote a book called Trifastic Training, which is very, very good. I recommend it. The first third, if you will, is over 80%. The second third, you see right there, is 55% to 80%. The last third is less than 55%. And this is really a reason like why big guys can keep up with small guys, or big girls keep up with small girls within, that 10 to 20 yard, portion of the sport, right? Because they're strong and they're explosive. I mean, after 20 yards, things get a little bit, separated, but within 10, 20 yards, I've seen it myself. Big guys can really hang in there. A guy like Aaron Donald. If you don't know who that is, look him up. All right, but big people or strong people rather can stay with small people, small fast people within a certain length because they're strong. Body weight for me, I did body weight was 198 pounds. For you, it will be different. I would recommend finding your specific what do you call it, like body fat percentages, and you have all kinds of resources for that. But you have to find your specific weight. I remember one year I got down to 189 my last year in the league. And while I may have been a little bit lighter for my specific sport, it was very detrimental to my health. I'll put it like that. All right. So find your ideal weight because for each sport, it might be different. Flexibility is key as well. Make sure you're stretching, especially the hamstrings, the glutes, the quads. Those major movers are very, very important. Going from, this stride length and you add, 2 inches onto it, and now it's here. All right. If you add that up over the entire duration of the race of the game, it makes a huge difference. All right. Based on flexibility. Anticipation and reaction. I'll be honest with you. This was not something I was strong at when I played. All right. My mental preparation was down. My football IQ was not as high as it could have been. But if you're prepared, you're watching film, and you can react. You can be in tune with the moment. In football, we're watching film. And track and field, we're listening to the starter, his or her cadence, knowing when they like to push, to pull the trigger on the gun. Soccer, basketball. What's baseball? Baseball. All right. Just being in tune, to anticipate what's going to happen next, being totally focused. Do not underestimate number 5. All right. So go back for a minute when I said about that deep knee bend. See it right there. I like to have a knee bend, but really shin angles, and the hips are loaded up. With the shin angles low, the hip is loaded up, and this is kind of what we're looking for. All right, you can really improve separation just by your starting position. All right, quite frankly, I'll get to that one real quick. All right, this young lady that I work with, again, I'm solely kind of focused on what the heck. Back to that. I'm solely kind of focused on shin angle, knee bend, and the hip. All right. And that's what I'm looking for. Powerlifting, as I said before, is very, very important. All right, I'm not doing a ton of reps here. Sorry, I just dropped the bar like that. I know some of you guys don't like that. But you see the angles, the knee bend, shin angles. Not as extreme as when sprinting, but it's still, put that again, it's still, it's still up to par. Driving through the glutes. All right, loading the quads up. All right, same thing with this plyometric, this medicine ball push. All right, so I can pause it for you guys. All right, see it right there. Perfect position. And if we go back to the sprinting video, you can kind of relate the two. All right, you see a lot of transferability. A lot of transferability. How to program it. If you're just new to fitness or you're getting into it or you've been there for years, probably one of the first things they teach you is the rest period. You have to have 48 hours of rest between a specific stimulus. So if you bench press on Monday, you really shouldn't bench press on Tuesday, right? The body has to heal itself. All right, so rest is key, absolutely key. How do I program it specifically in a workout? This is my general guideline: warm up, dynamic stretch, sprint drills, and these are all very important. I mean, just this probably takes me 30 minutes or so, maybe 40 minutes for my brother. Stationary drills, acceleration. All right, so we're not spending a ton of time here. All right, because once you your body only has a certain amount of of energy, I'll say, to really work on speed. And once you've gone through it, that's it. You can't condition all day and then go run full speed later. But once you get into the season, however, we're taking probably these things out and putting our practices in, and the sport will act as the primary stimulus for speed training. All right. But right now in the off season, some things I like to do, band pulls. You see it right there. All right. They have a direct transferability to acceleration. Also, hill runs are very, very important. So yeah. Where do we, or I guess the rep and set count? I mean, you can use this as your general guidelines. If the drill lasts 3 seconds, you want to have a minute, roughly to kind of a minute and a half or a little bit less. rest period in between, and the rest makes a difference. Like this can easily turn into conditioning if this is limited or even non-existent. All right, so let's keep it here. All right, let's keep it here. About 3 seconds, maybe 4 seconds rest period, and we're not doing a ton of reps here. All right, not doing 16 and 12 will probably be for like 10 yard sprints. All right, so that's it. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me via the website, email me. I'm on social media. But if you found this helpful, I'm glad, and I hope you are able to use it.